Despite the challenges posed by the pandemic and the wildfires, enrollment at Pacific Union College has increased, and PUC is growing and thriving. Hi, I'm Connie Vandeman Jeffrey, and this is Pacific Union College Week on All God's People. The first steps in the creation of Pacific Union College began in 1882, when Sidney Brownsberger started a school at Healdsburg with 28 students. This became Healdsburg College in 1899. Before long, expansion was needed, and a new location had to be found. Ellen White was very much involved in this search, and she advised on the suitability of various options. When a resort property in Angwin was found, Ellen White was taken there to review it, and she reported, "As I have looked over this property, I pronounce it to be superior in many respects. The school could not be located in a better spot. We realized that the Lord knew what we needed, and that it is His providence that brought us here." In 1909, the church bought the Angwin Resort for $60,000, and Pacific Union College was dedicated there on September 29, 1909. Dormitories, classrooms, and faculty homes were created out of the resort's hotel, bowling alleys, and cottages. Other buildings were constructed using the readily available timber from the property. It also had the advantage of being near St. Helena Sanitarium, with the possibilities of mutual benefit. More important even than the physical structure was the spiritual plan. The college was instituted to provide a solid educational background for the church's young people in many vocations, with the spiritual component uppermost in mind. In 1932, the college was the first school to meet the church's Board of Regents standards for college accreditation. The following year, it was accredited by the Northwest Association of Secondary and Higher Schools, the first Adventist college to receive this. In 1951, accreditation also came from the Western Association of Schools and Colleges. In 2020, PUC began classes this fall quarter with an increase in enrollment, breaking the nationwide trend of enrollment decreases. The college saw a 4% increase in overall headcount, while higher education institutions across the country saw an average 3.8% decrease. The student headcount for fall 2020 stands at 966, compared to 929 last year, and this is the first enrollment increase that PUC has seen in 6 years. This is especially notable because of the COVID-19 pandemic. PUC's increase in enrollment can be tied to an increase in transfer students, nursing students, students from the local area, and former students who had taken a break but have now re-enrolled. As part of PUC's enrollment increase this fall, the college welcomed 24 high school students who joined the college through an offer of a free online class. This online program was a success in the spring, when most high school students were taking their classes via remote learning from home. The free classes were fully accredited, so the students earned college credit, and the available courses covered a wide range of introductory classes that provided a great opportunity for the students to get started on their college career. Around 65% of these first-time students enrolled full-time as regular students at PUC for fall 2020. The Pacific Union College Church welcomed new lead pastor Chanda Nunes this summer after more than a year-long search for the right candidate. Pastor Nunes was born and raised in Toronto, Canada, and is a graduate of Burman University. She received her Master of Divinity degree from Andrews University. Her pastoral ministry began in August 2003 at the College Heights Church on the campus of Burman. From 2008 to 2015, Pastor Nunes was hired by the Kansas-Nebraska Conference. She was the first Black pastor to serve in the conference, as well as the first Black woman pastor to serve in the Mid-American Union. She was commissioned in 2011. Pastor Nunes has served the Northern California Conference since 2015, most recently at the Capital City Church in Sacramento, California. She is the first Black woman pastor to serve within the conference, where she was ordained in June 2018. PUC was evacuated twice this fall due to wildfires in Napa County. The campus is safe and was not damaged by the fires, and many of the school's students and employees used the time to give back to their hurting community. During the evacuation time, PUC students, including the women's volleyball team, volunteered at a local COVID-19 testing site. In addition to assisting the testing site personnel, the athletes and others distributed food, toiletries, and personal health items for families in need. When the local evacuation orders were lifted and the PUC family was allowed to return home, the school partnered with Adventist Health and ADRA to provide warm meals, hygiene items, and 5-gallon jugs of water for hundreds of their Angwin neighbors, who were also returning from evacuation. The delicious food was prepared by local Napa Valley restaurants and Bon Appetit, who runs PUC's cafeteria, and it was well received by the community, whose power had not yet been restored. What a wonderful way to meet the needs of the community. Since those humble first steps taken in 1882 by Sidney Brownsberger, through 2020's unpredictable challenges for students and staff, Pacific Union College continues to prepare students to learn with purpose, rise in faith, serve with love. Thank you, President Robert Cushman, and all the faculty, staff, and students at Pacific Union College. And thank you for joining us today. For All God's People, I'm Connie Jeffrey.